All right. So if you joined this Zoom call because you wanted to learn more about the aging process in our bodies and things we can do to slow it down, to maybe ameliorate some of the effects, you are in the right place. And I'm going to share my screen here. Share screen. Oh. Yeah. There it is. Slideshow. Oh. Slideshow. Slideshow. There we go. From the beginning. All right. I'm going to now shut off my camera. But I will leave my audio on because I'm hoping you want to hear me. Anyway, so 5 ways to reverse aging. So I want to welcome you all here. I always ask an icebreaker question. If you could try any food, what would it be?
I can't think of anything that I had an interest in trying and I haven't tried.
There's some more tropical Asian foods that aren't really readily available around here. That would be interesting to try. Or, you know, I'd like a really good papaya. I've actually never had papaya, but I look at them in the store and I'm like, those just don't look ripe. And being in Minnesota, Iowa, probably aren't. But those are the kind of foods. The one food that I have tried that I will never try again is lutefisk.
Is what?
Lutefisk.
Sounds awful.
It's basically fish soaked in lye. And it's a traditional Scandinavian dish because back in the day, you know, their preservation methods were not very refined, and that's how they, you know, the Norwegians and Scandinavians were big fishermen, and that's how they preserved their catch, was they would soak it in lye. And it is disgusting. But I know some people who really like it. So that's how it felt to me. Anyway, food is interesting, and it's a big part of our life. So
I guess
like I said,
would say,
what's that?
I was going to say, there are some different melons at Whole Foods that I have no idea what they are, so I could try one of those.
Yeah, let's be adventurous here. You probably have access to more variety of foods than I do.
I'm sure I do.
I'm sure you do too.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea, you know, star fruit. And
yeah, I've never had a star fruit either.
Or cherimoyas, or, you know, there's things I haven't had.
I did have a cherimoya once, and it's very tasty. It's very much like custard. So, what's the one? It looks like a big pine cone, and you open it up, and it has like these creamy pods in them. Durian. I know a lot of people who can't stand durian. They think it stinks. They do not like the taste. I loved it. To me, it tasted like squash and onions. And you feel, I said, I think this is where you get the term mellow yellow from, because you just feel really good afterwards.
If you can get past the smell, right? That's what
I
I heard.
I didn't notice it. I just didn't notice the smell. But, you know, yeah, if you try something like that, let me know. I'd love to know your experience with food, and food should be a good experience.
I'll put that on my list.
There you go. And if you do the cherimoya, I'd love to know what it tasted like for you.
How do you spell cherimoya?
Chermoya. Chermoya. Cher. I think it's Cheramoya.
CHARA.
Cheramoya. It would probably be in the fruit section.
Huh. Okay, well,
There you go. Your food adventure begins. So while we're here, make sure to silence your phones. I really want you to commit to being fully present and in this moment. Have a notebook and pen ready to take notes, or if you have your guidebook there, maybe you have it printed out to take notes on. It's my intention to share with you information about some of the signs and symptoms of aging, and what contributes to aging, and ways to possibly reverse aging. And know that there will be a time for Q&A after the presentation.
Regarding phones, I apologize in advance if my landline goes off. I don't have a way to mute it, but I'll mute my sound right away if it does.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you.
I'm getting a lot of calls these days from telemarketers. So
oh, it's amazing.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, I put all my phones in another part of the house because they always go off. It's kind of like you go to the bathroom and suddenly, or you go to take a shower and everybody wants to get a hold of you. So, as we may know here, wrinkles and aging come for all of us, but there are ways to reverse and decrease the signs of aging that don't cost you an arm and a leg. For all the ads they put on TV, no skin cream is going to change the way you look overnight. Most of these solutions simply deal with the surface level symptoms of aging. If you want to deal with the underlying cause and make core changes, you're going to have to dig a little deeper. In 2018, a 69-year-old man from the Netherlands applied to change his birth date to one that would make him 20 years younger. It turned out that he was having trouble finding prospective partners on the internet dating sites. He felt that being able to say that he was only 49 would help his mating search. The court turned him down. When I first read about this unusual request, I said to myself, I think I know why this guy has so much trouble finding dates, and it has nothing to do with his age. But then I reprimanded myself for being judgy. And after all, what older person, including me, does not want to come across as younger? And what single person looking for love does not want to put their best foot and face forward? So as I continued to ponder this problem, I realized that there are a number of ways that older people can legitimately hold back the tide of aging, and not by changing their birth date, but by changing their habits and by taking advantage of technology and science. Aging comes for all of us, and sometimes it brings things like wrinkles, but there are ways to reverse and decrease the signs of aging that don't cost you an arm and a leg, like I said before. Of course, there are plenty of cosmetic solutions that can improve someone's looks. Many are easy and relatively harmless, such as coloring your hair or using makeup, whitening your teeth. There are also attitude solutions to the challenges of growing older. You can decide to accept the aging process and grow old gracefully. And whatever your age, you can be young at heart. So this presentation will focus on actual age-reversing solutions that have either been extensively researched or show significant promise of effectiveness. By age-reversing, I mean activities, treatments, or therapies that can slow or even reverse biological aging. Specifically, many actions in this presentation, they act at the cellular level by repairing and lengthening telomeres, those caps at the ends of chromosomes that shorten as a result of aging, thereby reducing your DNA age, also known as your biologic age. Other items in this presentation are repair, replace, or regenerate aging body parts. So I must admit that it is sometimes difficult to distinguish between actions that reverse aging and those that lengthen the lifespan, improve general health, or increase well-being. You will notice some gray areas. Also, I've excluded any actions that are too expensive, might be high risk, or cause extensive suffering. You will not see facelifts in this presentation because they're expensive and in some cases dangerous. However, if you have the funds for this and you feel that the risks are worth it for you, you have to do what really inside of you feels right. So the items that I'm going to be talking are basically simple, low cost, and low tech, yet they can bring about a youthful transformation. I guess a caution would be that while many of these are science-based, some of the results that I'll describe are based on small studies. Others describe correlation, not necessarily causation. So always consult your health professional for medical advice that are tailored to your health conditions and situations. So let's go into the signs and symptoms of aging. So there are a million different ways that aging can affect the body and your life, but the ones that seem to cause the most issues with your self-esteem center around your skin and weight. As you age, the key thing that you see within your skin is a loss of elasticity. It can also become more fragile, and a decrease in the natural production of oils within your body makes it drier. Dry skin can be flaky and wrinkle more easily. You'll start to see laugh lines, maybe more freckles and sunspots, and you might bruise more easily as fatty deposits under the skin disappear. Retinoids, including the most well-known brand, Retin-A, are topical skin lotions that perform a multitude of miracles, including reducing skin aging. They treat acne, lighten age spots, reduce wrinkles, and firm the skin. It's like a wonder drug. And it can even soften rough patches of skin and lighten brown spots that are caused by sun exposure. And retinoids work at the DNA level, increasing the skin's production of collagen. And this is the substance. Collagen is the substance that keeps the skin firm. These retinoids can also stimulate the growth of new blood vessels, which is a process which improves skin tone. They can speed the turnover of your surface skin cells, so new healthy cells can take their place. Retinoids fix so many skin problems with so few side effects that one dermatologist I know said, I recommend retinoids to everybody. So, and naturally, you should consult with your dermatologist about it and how to use retinoids if it's in your best interest. And this is the only time during this presentation you'll hear me talk about a surface skin product, but I feel like it goes a little bit more than that. With time and aging, your metabolism begins to slow. It takes more effort for your body to burn the same amount of calories and produce the same types of energy that it used to. Slower metabolism means you might start to store more body fat around your arms, stomach, and upper legs than you used to. All right. Creaky knees. I have some creaky knees. Maybe sore shoulders. Those are the signs of old age. As you age, your bones actually start shrinking and changing in density. This weakens all of the bones, but especially the joints. The surrounding muscles can also start to shrink, leaving you feeling weaker than you have in the past. Sarcopenia means a decline in skeletal muscles, the strength of it as a result of aging. Sarcopenia is to muscles what osteopenia is to bones. So loss of muscle mass can lead to falls, inability to perform simple daily tasks, and loss of independence. Many doctors do not even warn their patients about the debilitating effects of this condition. And I got this from an article in the New York Times, and it was written by health writer Jane Brody. But sarcopenia can be reversed at any, and I mean any age. Jane Brody wrote that no matter how old or out of shape you are, you can restore much of the strength you already lost. Research documenting the ability to reverse the losses of sarcopenia, even among nursing home residents in their 90s, has been in the medical literature for 30 years, and the time is long overdue to act on it. So what works? Strength training, also known as weightlifting or resistance training. You can use free weights, bands, or machines, just gradually increasing the degree of difficulty. And don't forget how you stand. The decision to adopt better posture when standing, sitting, or moving may not change your DNA, but good posture is an easy way to broadcast youth and vitality. It will help you breathe better and protect your spine, shoulders, and neck. The old joke that you need prune juice more and more as you age has a basis in fact. Aging means that your large intestine can start to have issues leading to more constipation than you've ever seen before. If you're also not exercising or taking any supplements, the problem can continue to grow. Your digestive system moves food through your body by a series of muscle contractions. Just like squeezing a toothpaste tube, these contractions push food along your digestive tract. As we age, this process sometimes slows down, and this can cause food to move more slowly through the colon. When things slow down, more water gets absorbed from food waste, which can cause constipation. A very small but suggestive 2017 study of 129 women found that those women who'd had sex with their long-term partner during that week that they did the study had significantly longer telomeres and more telomerase, which is the enzyme that stimulates the growth of telomeres, than those women who did not. Surprisingly, telomere length was not associated with factors like relationship satisfaction or stress. But which came first? Healthier women or partner sex? The researchers acknowledged that healthier women with longer telomeres could be more interested in sex. Still, the results are intriguing. All right, so what causes signs of aging? The answer to what causes the signs of aging can seem pretty simple. It's getting older. There are many other ways that exacerbate the signs of aging that you might be seeing that go beyond simply getting older when you start to tally the signs. So, no matter what you do for a living or where you live in the world, you're bound to be exposed to UV light in various quantities throughout your life. If you work outside or spend any amount of time in the sun without the proper skin protection, that UV light can start to take a toll on your skin and body. It primarily causes wrinkles and breaks down the collagen and elastin fibers in your body and causes your body to lose elasticity and sag prematurely. The botanical oils preserve the juiciness of your skin exposure. Plants, too, require wise interaction with the sun. Almost all plant oils offer some degree of ultraviolet protection to their own tissue, and ours. Officially, the term SPF can only be used to reference synthetic sunscreen ingredients, but plant oils do offer a range of protection that can gracefully extend our time in the sun. Plant oils of virgin coconut, jojoba, olive, and sea buckthorn applied to the skin provide a measure of sun protection. Raspberry seed oil also has potential use as a broad-range sun protectant. Under a spectrometer, raspberry seed oil absorbed both UVB and UVC rays while scattering UVA. It may provide an equivalent of SPF 25. Now remember, if you are using a retinoid lotion at night, it is essential to apply sun protection daily, as retinoids cause susceptibility to sunburn. And maybe you do or maybe you don't know this, but tanning beds increase your risk of skin cancers. Repeated facial expressions. Whether you've been smiling all your life or squinting at the things that bother you, those repeated facial expressions can cause your face and skin to age. You might start to see those fine lines and wrinkles appear around your eyes or mouth and age you prematurely. Quite frankly, that's something I would be happy to live with. So, in this picture here, you see the little blue at the end there? Those are the telomeres. I just thought I'd point that out. Genetics play a major role in how and when you age. Beyond rare diseases and genetic disorders, genetics help dictate how you carry weight on your body, what your skin type might be, and how it starts to age as you get older. Some of the gene variants that contribute to a long life are involved with the basic maintenance and function of the body's cells. These cellular functions include DNA repair, maintenance of the ends of chromosomes, like I said, those regions called telomeres, and protection of cells from damage caused by unstable oxygen-containing molecules known as free radicals. Other genes that are associated with blood fat or lipid levels, inflammation, and the cardiovascular and immune systems contribute significantly to longevity because they reduce the risk of heart disease, which is the main cause of death in older people. But there's also stroke and insulin resistance. And I'll be talking more about epigenetics later in this presentation. When your body needs time to heal, It takes time out to sleep. As you age, sleep becomes more and more important. The old adage about getting enough beauty rest, it holds true when we're talking about aging. For your body to heal and reset for the next day, you need the right quantity and quality of sleep to make sure you're ready to tackle the day. If you're cutting out a lot of sleep to make room for work or other activities, you're putting your own health and wellness at risk. In general, longer sleep duration is associated with longer telomeres. Specifically, 6 hours of sleep or less is linked to shorter telomeres, while 9 hours of sleep is associated with longer telomeres. And of course, results vary depending on age and other factors. Most health professionals recommend getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night. What you eat plays a big role in how your health and wellness play out later on in your life. Since our diet is often packed full of processed and high sugar foods, our body and skin can start to show the signs of aging much faster. Not only can processed and high sugar foods cause damage to your skin, but they also have a dramatic effect on your weight and body composition. Stress plays a huge role in health and wellness in the body. And I know you've heard me say this before. And this includes the signs of aging within your body and skin. When your mind and body are under duress, it can age your body and cause issues that aggravate the signs as well. You might find yourself frowning or dealing with acid reflux and eating too much as a stress reliever. Sarah Lazar, a neuroscientist with Harvard Medical School, has studied the effects of meditation on the brain. Her 2005 study showed that regular meditators had more gray matter in the prefrontal cortex, which is the executive area of the brain. Moreover, 50-year-old meditators had as much gray matter as 25-year-olds, leading Lazar to hypothesize that meditation could reverse or slow the natural age-related atrophy of the brain. Another one of her studies indicated that just 8 weeks of regular meditation practice could thicken the memory part of the brain. The hippocampus, and reduce the stress reaction in the amygdala, which is the fight or flight area. In 2014, Lazar and colleagues reviewed 12 studies about meditation and cognitive decline, concluding that meditation techniques may be able to offset age-related cognitive decline and perhaps even increase cognitive capabilities in older adults. The Harvard study of adult development has followed over 700 men since 1938. The results have consistently shown that good social relationships promote physical and mental health, provide a buffer against loneliness, increase longevity, and foster happiness. The Harvard Nurses Health Study found similar results. Why? Safe and supportive social relationships help calm our stress response system. Lower levels of stress hormones, such as cortisol, mean less wear and tear on the brain and body, longer life, and more joy in daily living. Research also shows that older people who have a purpose in life tend to sleep better, have better brain health, and feel happier. So now we're going to talk about the ways to reverse aging. Getting older is inevitable, but aging can be reversed. While it may not be as simple as adding on some face cream before bed, reversing the signs of aging means simple, consistent lifestyle changes that don't leave you broke and pumped full of more chemicals. So whether you're busy with activities and involvement, or you have a hard time cooking balanced meals for just one or two people at home, it can get harder and harder to eat a balanced diet as you age. Keeping your meals and diet balanced is one of the simplest ways to improve your overall health as well as reverse the signs of aging. A balanced diet includes plenty of high fiber fruits and vegetables, fermented foods that help with your gut health, as well as healthy fats found in fish and chicken. A Mediterranean diet has been linked in some research to better brain health. So, including a wide variety of fruits and vegetables in your diet, fight off and reverse a large number of symptoms of aging, like heart disease and diabetes. Smoking and excessive use of alcohol can accelerate the signs of aging. Those bad habits can hold you back from reversing those same signs of aging, no matter how hard you try. Smoking is one of the biggest ways to destroy your skin. It can yellow the skin and cause wrinkles around the face. Choosing to stop smoking can begin to reverse the signs of aging and allow your body to recover. Drinking too much alcohol can have an adverse effect on your skin, body, and health as you age. One key thing it does is dehydrate you as you drink. Dehydration can cause the same wrinkles, loss of fatty tissue, and weight gain that you might see with other vices. While you don't have to cut out drinking totally, slowing down your consumption can stave off the way your body ages. You may already know that exercise possesses magical powers to prevent diseases and to promote both physical and mental health. Now, for something even more magical, exercise may actually reverse aging. While you may not have the energy to go on a 10-mile run each morning to help reverse the signs of aging, it's important to exercise each day. Continued exercise helps with reversing the signs of aging within your body, but can also protect against dementia as you get older. In a study from 2018, researchers studied a small group of people in their 70s who had exercised regularly over their lifespan. They had the cardiovascular health of those 30 years younger. These lifelong exercisers were also compared to active young people in their 20s. While the elders did not possess the aerobic capacity of the younger exercisers, the muscles of the older exercisers did resemble those of young people, even down to the number of capillaries and enzymes. Added to these results, a study from 2017, reported by Mike Zimmerman in the AARP Bulletin, compared telomere length in sedentary and active adults. The researchers found that exercisers had a 9-year aging advantage. And the one kind of exercise that appears to be particularly helpful, high-intensity interval training, otherwise known as HIIT. It slows aging and increases telomere length, according to Zimmerman. Basically, HIIT programs involve alternating easy to moderate intensity exercise with short bursts of high intensity exercise. My modified HIIT exercise is walk the sidewalks, jog the streets, or at least a few of them. Since your body slows down and your metabolism drops, regular exercise helps continuously build it back up. Choosing low intensity exercise builds strength without overtaxing your potentially weakened joints and muscles. As you age, your heart can also start to show the signs of aging worse than other parts of your body. To keep your heart working as it should, getting cardiocentric exercise daily helps your heart and body stay young. The mix of vitamins and minerals that every health expert claims you should get can be overwhelming when you're trying to make sure you reverse the signs of aging without breaking the bank. One key vitamin that you should be taking to protect your health and reverse the aging signs of aging is vitamin C. This little power vitamin does a lot for your body. The key effect vitamin C has on your body is that it works against free radicals. As you age, free radicals start to become more active and aggressive. Vitamin C binds to these free radicals and pulls them out of your body, reversing and stopping the signs of aging. Including more fruits and veggies in your diet is one of the best ways to get plenty of vitamin C. It's found in citrus fruits, strawberries, tomatoes, and cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and Brussels sprouts. If you find that none of the vitamin C heavy foods appeal to you, you can start taking a supplement that includes your daily dose of vitamin C as well. Once you build up the amount in your body, you'll start to see the effects of aging in your body. Intermittent fasting has become one of the hottest trends when it comes to losing weight, but it can have a huge impact on reversing the signs of aging. When you fast, there are pathways opened up in your body that activate your defenses against oxidative and metabolic stress. The free radicals that are loose in your body as you age are quickly snapped up and pushed out of the body when you participate in intermittent fasting. It can also help you lose weight, deal with bad cravings, and help with the first signs of dementia. Learning to control your calories and participate in intermittent fasting is simple and easy to do wherever you go. While pills and cosmetics help care for your surface level symptoms, they can often do more harm than good. Participating in intermittent fasting can happen anywhere without the need for special equipment or products. I wanted to add that many people who follow intermittent fasting in their programs tend to have you not have your first meal till about 10. I'm a big proponent of breakfast. So I often talk to people about having breakfast between 7 and 9, and then your feeding window, as they call it, might end more like it maybe 3 to 4. So then you don't really eat as much in the evening time. So, as I mentioned, I'm going to talk about the epigenetics and the role of aging. It's been 13 years in the making, but Dr. David Sinclair and his colleagues have finally answered the question of what drives aging. In a study published January 12th, 2023, in the publication Cell, Sinclair, a professor of genetics and co-director of the Paul F. Glenn Center for Biology of Aging research at Harvard Medical School, describes a groundbreaking aging clock that can speed up or reverse the aging of cells. Scientists studying aging have debated what drives the process of senescence in cells, and primarily focused on mutations in DNA that can, over time, mess up a cell's normal operations and trigger the process of cell death But that theory wasn't supported by the fact that older people's cells often were not riddled with mutations, and that animals or people harboring a higher burden of mutated cells don't seem to age prematurely. Sinclair therefore focused on another part of the genome called the epigenome. Since all cells have the same DNA blueprint, the epigenome is what makes skin cells turn into skin cells and brain cells into brain cells. It does this by providing different instructions to different cells for which genes to turn on and which to keep silent. And speaking of keeping silent, I'm going to take a moment to have a sip of water. Epigenetics is similar to the instructions dressmakers rely on from patterns to create shirts, pants, or jackets. The starting fabric is the same, but the pattern determines what shape and function the final article of clothing takes. With cells, the epigenetic instructions lead to cells with different physical structures and functions in a process called differentiation. In the Cell paper, Sinclair and his team report that not only can they age mice on an accelerated timeline, but they can also reverse the effects of that aging and restore some of the biological signs of youthfulness to the animals. That reversibility makes a strong case for the fact that the main drivers of aging aren't mutations to the DNA, but miscues in the epigenetic instructions that somehow go awry. Sinclair has long proposed that aging is the result of losing critical instructions that cells need to continue functioning, in what he calls the information theory of aging. Underlying aging is information that is lost in cells, not just the accumulation of damage, he says. That's a paradigm shift in how to think about aging. His latest results seem to support that theory. It's similar to the way software programs operate off hardware, but sometimes become corrupt and need a reboot, says Sinclair. If the cause of aging was because a cell became full of mutations, then age reversal would not be possible. But by showing that we can reverse the aging process, that shows that the system is intact, that there is a backup copy, and the software just needs to be rebooted. In the mice, he and his team developed a way to reboot cells to restart the backup copy of epigenetic instructions, essentially erasing the corrupted signals that put the cells on the path toward aging. They mimicked the effects of aging on the epigenome by introducing breaks in the DNA of young mice. So outside of the lab, epigenetic changes can be driven by a number of things, including smoking, exposure to pollution, and chemicals. So once aged in this way, within a matter of weeks, Sinclair saw that the mice began to show signs of older age, including gray fur, lower body weight despite an altered diet, reduced activity, and increased frailty. The rebooting came in the form of a gene therapy involving 3 genes that instruct cells to reprogram themselves. In the case of the mice, the instructions guided the cells to restart the epigenetic changes that define their identity as, for example, kidney and skin cells, which are 2 cell types that are prone to the effects of aging. These genes came from the suite of so-called Yamanaka stem cell factors. They're a set of 4 genes that Nobel scientist Shinya Yamanaka in 2006 discovered can turn back the clock on adult cells to their embryonic stem cell state so they can start their development or differentiation process process all over again. Sinclair didn't want to completely erase the cell's epigenetic history, just reboot it enough to reset the epigenetic instructions. Using 3 of the 4 factors turned back the clock about 57%, enough to make the mice youthful again. He said, we're not making stem cells, but turning back the clock so they can regain their identity. I've been really surprised by how universally it works. We haven't found a cell type yet that we can't age forward and backward. Rejuvenating cells in mice is one thing, but will the process work in humans? That's Sinclair's next step, and his team is already testing the system in non-human primates. The researchers are attaching a biological switch that would allow them to turn the clock on and off by tying the activation of the reprogramming genes to an antibiotic, doxycycline. Giving the animals doxycycline would start reversing the clock, and stopping the drug would halt the process. Sinclair is currently lab testing the system with human neurons, skin, and fibroblast cells, which contribute to connective tissue. In 2020, Sinclair reported that in mice, the process restored vision in older animals. The current results show that the system can apply to not just one tissue or organ, but the entire animal. He anticipates eye diseases will be the first condition used to test this aging reversal in people, since the gene therapy can be injected directly into the eye area. He said, we think of the processes behind aging and diseases related to aging as irreversible. In the case of the eye, there is the misconception that you need to regrow new nerves. But in some cases, the existing cells are just not functioning. So if you reboot them, they're fine. It's a new way to think about medicine. That could mean that a host of diseases, including chronic conditions such as heart disease and even neurodegenerative disorders like Alzheimer's, could be treated in large part by reversing the aging process that leads to them. Even before that happens, the process could be an important new tool for researchers studying these diseases. In most cases, scientists rely on young animals or tissues to model diseases of aging, which doesn't always faithfully reproduce the condition of aging. The new system, which makes the mice very old rapidly, so we can, for example, make human brain tissue the equivalent of what you would find in a 70-year-old, and use those in the mouse model to study Alzheimer's disease that way. Beyond that, the implications of being able to age and rejuvenate tissues, organs, or even entire animals or people are mind-bending. Sinclair has rejuvenated the eye nerves multiple times, which raises the more existential question for bioethicists and society of considering what it would mean to continually rewind the clock on aging. This study is just the first step in redefining what it means to age, and Sinclair is the first to acknowledge that it raises more questions than answers. He said, we don't understand how rejuvenation really works, but we know it works. We can use it to rejuvenate parts of the body and hopefully make medicines that will be revolutionary. Now, when I see an older person, I don't look at them as old. I just look at them as someone whose system needs to be rebooted. It's no longer a question of if rejuvenation is possible, but a question of when. So I know that was a lot and maybe quite scientific-y, but I just wanted to, when I first read this, I was really excited because I liked the concept. I'd like to think that there's something else besides an antibiotic that can help with this, but I just wanted to present that to you. So now we're going to go back literally back to talk about Jing and the role of aging. Jing is a concept in Chinese medicine that refers to the essence or vital energy of the body. It is considered one of the three treasures, along with qi, which means energy, and shen, which means spirit. And it's regarded as the foundation of life and health. Jing is often translated as essence, but it encompasses more than just the physical aspect. It represents the fundamental substance that gives life and determines the quality and vitality of a person. In Chinese medicine, Jing is believed to be inherited from our parents and stored in the kidneys. It is responsible for growth, development, reproduction, and overall constitution. Jing is divided into two forms, prenatal Jing and postnatal Jing. Prenatal Jing is received at conception and represents the potential and vitality we are born with. Postnatal Jing is acquired through diet, lifestyle, and environmental factors, and it is the Jing that can be replenished and preserved throughout our lives. Jing is considered finite and depletes over time. It is believed that excessive stress, poor diet, overwork, excessive sexual activity, substance abuse, and emotional imbalances can accelerate Jing depletion. When Jing is diminished, it can lead to symptoms such as fatigue, premature aging, weak bones and teeth, infertility, and reduced sexual function. Preserving and nourishing Jing is essential for maintaining optimal health and longevity. Chinese medicine offers various practices and treatments to support Jing. These include dietary recommendations, herbal remedies, acupuncture, qigong exercises, and lifestyle adjustments. Diet plays a crucial role in Jing preservation. Foods that are considered beneficial for Jing include foods rich in vitamins and minerals, such as dark leafy greens, seaweed, bone broth, and organ meats. Additionally, foods that are considered to have warming properties, such as ginger and cinnamon, are believed to support the kidneys and Jing. Chinese herbal medicine also offers a range of formulas to nourish Jing. These formulas often include herbs such as Rehmannia, Eucommia, Hishao Wu, and Dengui, which are believed to tonify the kidneys and replenish Jing. Herbal formulas are typically tailored to an individual's specific condition and constitution by a trained Chinese medicine practitioner. Acupuncture and qigong exercises can also be used to support Jing. Acupuncture points and meridians related to the kidneys and reproductive system are stimulated to enhance the flow of qi and blood and promote the health of the Jing. Lifestyle adjustments are important for preserving Jing. Practices such as stress reduction, getting adequate rest and sleep, engaging in moderate exercise, and avoiding excessive sexual activity or substance abuse can help maintain and conserve Jing. I know you'll hear me say that many times. So in conclusion, Jing is a fundamental concept in Chinese medicine that represents the essence or vital energy of the body. It is stored in the kidneys and plays a vital role in overall health, growth, and reproduction. Preserving and nourishing Jing is essential for maintaining vitality and longevity. Through dietary choices, herbal remedies, acupuncture, qigong, and lifestyle adjustments, individuals can support their Jing and promote optimal health. Consulting with a qualified Chinese medicine practitioner can provide personalized guidance and recommendations for maintaining and replenishing Jing. So let's talk about all this information. How can we create a schedule, a daily schedule to reverse the signs of aging? If you're on a mission to reverse the signs of aging, there are some key things you should do each day to make sure you see the results. Start each morning with some exercise. Getting up and getting moving earlier in the day is a simple way to get all your daily exercise in without disrupting your entire day. Be sure to get plenty of vitamin C in the morning, whether through a supplement or with your favorite fruits and vegetables. Before you leave the house, make sure to apply some sun protection to keep the UV rays off your skin. For your midday meal, make sure everything is balanced with plenty of fruits and vegetables, lean meats, and good carbs. Coordinate with your intermittent fasting schedule, whether you're breaking your fast at lunch or it's a true midday meal. If you're feeling the pull towards some of those bad habits here in the middle of the day, get up and get moving so you can break the cycle of bad habits and get in even more exercise throughout the day. At the end of the day, take time to remove any built-up makeup and clean your skin thoroughly. Start your intermittent fasting cycle and drink plenty of water as you get ready for bed. Set yourself up for success by putting aside plenty of time to get a full 8 hours of sleep. Unwind before bed without screens or other stimulation so your mind can relax and reset for the day ahead. So, what's the takeaway from all this? The signs of aging can creep up on you almost overnight. Even if you don't feel you're that old, the same signs and symptoms can start to affect your health and wellness and your confidence to boot. To ensure you've got all the confidence you need and a renewed focus, get plenty of sleep and eat a balanced diet each day. Take care of your skin with sunscreen and vitamin C, and as hard as it may be, cut out those bad habits of excessive alcohol and smoking. Aging doesn't have to be the end of your confidence and enjoyment of life. You can reverse the signs of aging with a few simple lifestyle changes that won't cost you an arm and a leg. So don't try to change your birth date with an official piece of paper. Instead, focus on choices that will promote physical and mental health, vitality, connection with others, and longevity. Although time and trouble will happen to us all, we can make numerous positive changes in both our actions and attitudes, as well as learn to accept what we cannot change. So that's a wrap. I want to thank you for listening to me. If you have questions or you want to reach out to me, it's lynn@feedingyourhealth.com. You can go to my website, feedingyourhealth.com. I have a Facebook group, Sage Wisdom. And if you want to schedule a free consultation with me, if we haven't ever worked together or if it's been a while, you can do that. Just contact me. And so now the floor is open for Q&A. All right. Any questions? Or was it all that good? I just explained everything.
A lot of information there.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I actually even trimmed down some of that information on that study. But I just thought it was so interesting. And actually, as I was sharing that with you and your involvement in computers, I thought of you. Judy will get this. The rebooting of the computers. It's the same as the rebooting of the cells. I just thought it was very interesting and intriguing. And like I said, it's not that I'm encouraging people to start taking an antibiotic, but I guess my hope is that once they start working on it, they'll find more natural ways to reboot those cells.
Yeah, that was interesting, an antibiotic.
Yeah, which other people have taken. So I mean, I'm curious to learn more about it as time goes on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's kind of why I did that piece of this webinar before I talked about the concept of Jing from traditional Chinese medicine, because it shows that this concept of aging is age old, and that there are things that we can do. But it, like I said, there may be some ethical questions involved, that how long do we keep rebooting ourselves? And maybe come to accept that there is a limit to the time we're supposed to have here. I know as I've studied the medical astrology, there's a lot to be said in that as well. Anyway, so if you could think of one thing from all of this that you could commit yourself to, what would that be?
Well, something I've been struggling with right now is the sleep issue. When I don't get to bed early enough, I find myself falling asleep in the recliner watching TV, and I'll wake up at 1 or 2 or 3 in the morning, and it's like, oh, I need to get up and go to bed. And of course, by the time I do what I need to do to make that happen, I'm awake again and end up reading for a little while. And I'm not getting a consistent 8 hours at all, or even 7.
So is there one thing that could help you towards maybe just going to bed earlier instead of falling asleep in the recliner watching TV?
I thought about setting an alarm for like 10 o'clock. In fact, I've done that some, and then I'm like, oh, hit the snooze button, or oh, turn it off. If I could make myself pay attention to it and actually get up and go at that point.
So what if you made yourself like a little poster sign or something that said, Judy, at 10 o'clock at night, when the alarm goes off, you're going to bed? I have Post-it notes with things like this around my computer, so that's what made me think of it.
Yeah, I remember when we were doing ERC, you were the Post-it note person. You have notes here and there and yon. I think just making sure I've got the alarm set. And I actually reset it last night for 11. And then when it went off at 11, I just turned it off. And woke up in the recliner at 4 a.m.
So when you hit that button, how do you feel?
Like, oh, I don't want to get up and move now.
Oh. So at 11, you didn't want to get up and move. Would that be different at 10?
No, sometimes it's I'm doing something on the iPad, and I don't want to disrupt it and then fall asleep during it.
So if you took your iPad to bed with you instead of sitting in the recliner watching TV, would that help?
I know all they say about blue light and
not
having screens, but I do take it to bed with me.
Okay. You could get blue blocking glasses.
I have some that are purportedly that. Not that I can really tell.
Sorry, I have a cat here who's being destructive.
I have to go. Thank you. I have to go, Lynn.
Okay. Thank you for being here, Marianne.
And thank you, Judy. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, so
So I just made sure it's set for 10 o'clock tonight.
okay. Good for you. So tomorrow morning, message me and let me know if you're able to do that. And it's no judgment or anything. It's just, I'm here to encourage and support you with what you say you'd like to do. Because we've just read about how important sleep is here, or you've heard it
There
on
was an
this presentation.
interesting bit on TV today on the news. It said, which matters more, consistency of time getting to bed or number of hours slept? And they said consistency was even more important.
Yes, and I will agree with that, because sleep at night is more productive than sleep during the day.
Yeah,
And I've seen that with my husband, because he's a shift worker. And so trying to sleep during the day is harder. The rest of the world is up. And so, of course, people come by or call him. And so he does not get consistent sleep at a consistent time each day. And I can see that in his health.
I watched that in my family. My uncle always worked at the Air Force Base on the night shift, and then he'd kind of stretch his hours and do whatever farming things he needed to do in the day, and Lord knows when he ever slept.
That's kind of my husband.
And it and it wore him out. I think he was a lot older than he should have been for his age, if you know what I mean.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And so I applaud you for recognizing the importance of this and having that consistency. So when that alarm goes off, you have more information to back up why this is an important thing that you do.
Right. I just realized there's a TV show I want to see that's on from 10 to 11. If it's even on tonight, I have to check. But that's why God made DVRs, right?
I was just going to say, well, is there a way to record it, or some way you can watch it again?
Yes.
Good.
I'm looking to see.
Good for you.
They've changed their programming around. The stuff that usually was on at 8 to 9, 8 and 9 has changed. I think I like the music stuff that's on one of the PBS stations.
Okay.
And Austin City Limits is doing somebody I never heard of. Song of the Mountains is doing reruns. They finished their season last week.
Okay.
And I don't like the thing. I don't know what the thing is. It's on at 8 o'clock. I don't care about it. Journey to some castle with the Sicilian tenors. Nah.
Well,
So
I'm
no
glad
problem.
that this is something that you are aware of, the sleep issue, and you're taking a proactive step towards that. So well done.
Yes, and your presentation and the thing on TV telling me that consistent timing is important. It's like, okay,
I'm getting the message.
I'm getting the message. I'm getting it from all sides here. It's a good thing.
Yeah. You're being supported in this effort.
Yes.
Yes. Do you have any other questions or anything that And anything else that stood out?
Well, I know I need to exercise. I'm not doing well on that right now. Need to get back with it and do more in the way of strength training.
Okay,
Uh,
those bands could be really helpful.
I've got bands, I've got weights, I've got everything I need. It's just
Yeah,
the doing.
yeah, even 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Even 5 minutes. And in fact, as far as arms, while you're sitting there, you in your chair watching the TV, you could do it.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they still have commercials on TV, but I was gonna say you could do it during a commercial break. Do one arm, another
Yeah,
commercial,
I
do
still have-
another arm.
I watch a fair amount of broadcast TV. Well, even the cable channels, unless you're watching, one of the streaming channels or one of the
Mm,
premium movie channels or something, you got commercials.
okay, well, there you go.
It's always
Commercial break means exercise break.
that. There you go.
Yeah, have a little fun with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Well, if there's anything I can do to support you, you know how to reach me.
I do.
You do indeed.
And I miss catching up with you, though I'm at this point I'm not really at a financial point
Mhm.
to do anything as far as working with you professionally.
All right, I understand. You can reach out anyway.
Yeah. Well, just to catch up and see
You
how
might
you're
be
doing.
surprised. Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Because you've had a lot of things going on the last while that,
I think everybody does.
yeah. There's
It's
that.
his life.
Yep.
Oh. All right. Well, I will check out here and you can go watch your TV and indulge in that, and then you know what to do when that alarm goes off.
Yeah. Well, actually, I'm going to go find some dinner here.
Oh, that's also good. And we've talked enough about the kind of foods that could be good for you.
Yep. I have a salad waiting and I'm
Yeah,
thinking about what I'm going to have with the salad.
there you go. I
Yeah,
have no doubt it will be good for you.
I think so.
I think so too. All right.
Well, take care of yourself and we'll
I
talk
will.
soon.
Yes, ma'am. We will. Take care.
All right. You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.